Should go back to the first time I saw that one. I
I
think
hadn't
that's
seen
the
that
best.
before. I don't think we've ran that intro when I've been here.
No, it's been a minute. I've been tempted a few times. Um, I just think videos like that. I'm like, is it just like a student video or something? Like why
Yeah.
it was good quality, but like why the fuck would somebody make that? Maybe it's from a show I've never seen. I don't know.
Well, I mean, sometimes like some of the comedy shows or people want to do comedy skits and they want to push the edge. Like they don't want to get like over the edge, but they want to get like right there at it. And so like that's one of those things. It's like, well, like obviously you can't show the exact thing, but you can make this sort of like funny skit with it.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe for a portfolio or something.
Yeah.
Oh
Like
shit.
I know a lot of those guys like they have to shoot certain things like they need to have like like a different array of like different um like comedies, all the different kind of stuff. So you need like a comedy, you need to be able to do a drama, those kind of things. That's what they need to have on their resume.
Hmm.
So sometimes they do that and they enter in film shows or they try to put it into a show or something. And it's I mean, pretty funny though.
You know, we watched Scream 3 yesterday. We've been going through and watching the Screams
Mhm.
and do some good 90s 90s horror, And Scream 3 is like set in Hollywood. And I hope I'm not giving away any spoilers here for anybody. But it's like set in Hollywood. And I believe at least the first two, I didn't notice in the third one. But they were like Weinstein like movies. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure, like everything is though. But the movie was like set in Hollywood, and it's like in like the story, it's like Sydney's mom was like trying to be an actress in the 70s and got Weinstein basically. We can describe like, oh yeah, they took her to this room and she didn't want to play the game the way Hollywood's supposed to be played and this and that. And I was like, oh my god, it's just like if this is one of his movies, like that's fucking crazy.
I mean, you gotta like they had that kind of stuff all the time though. Like
Mhm,
it's people who are like they're abusers, so they'll show like abuse in a show. Like
mhm.
the directors like they're abusers behind the scenes, but and then they'll show abuse in the show, like somebody beating somebody or something like that, and it's like he hits his wife or something like that. That's what you find
Well,
out later. It's like how would he know how this plays out? Well, because he does it on the reg. Like, dang.
um, oh, I wonder what we did wrong. Now I feel like we're being
What y'all
judged.
do?
Well,
Uh
there's
oh.
sometimes it's like the oh we played the sheep intro. That's what happened.
Oh.
uh
Ugh.
like you also have the thing where it's like so I see like the really sick shit on like Criminal Minds, and I'm like, who is the actual serial killer who's writing this stuff? But then you have like the other side where you have like the the Bill Cosby, who's like the clean comic,
Yeah.
who and you get a lot of those, kind of the opposite things too, where it's like sometimes it's the dirty comics, like are the ones I'm not worried about being molesters as much as the clean comics.
Yeah. Well,
But
you never know. Like it's either they know, so they know enough to be able to like recreate it, or they're like trying to clean up their image, so that they're trying to do something like, oh well, I would never like swear on TV, and then
mhm.
come to find out like they're the most like horrible person or whatever, like yeah, behind the scenes.
Well, and I feel like, and I can't think of an example, which makes me think that it's not as common as TV would have you believe. We're going to put Catholic priests aside, but otherwise there's always like the funny instance of, oh, when the whatever the local like evangelist, preacher or whatever gets caught doing gay stuff in the in the bathhouse or something. Like
Hmm.
that's always like hilarious, and you feel like that happens a lot, but I really can't think of a specific example, but it must have happened. It's at least happened in a lot of movies I've seen.
Yeah.
But they do like try to make Christians look bad. So
Well, I mean, there was even here, um, I guess I can't necessarily. Well, I mean, there's no specifics to say, but there definitely was a youth pastor who ended up in the area who ended up getting involved with some like underage boys. So
Yeah, like
they,
it obviously has to have happened.
yeah, yeah. Well,
There's
no,
the whole Boy Scout fiasco, and I feel like Boy Scouts and churches are pretty close. So cool. So now we started off with child molestation and animal molestation.
how much darker can we make this show? Like,
Well, I mean, I guess
we're
who does a lot of molesting in this country? The TSA. So what?
yeah,
What's
yeah.
the?
Hey, speaking of speaking of molestation, let me pull up
We're bringing it back. We're bringing it back.
oh
What?
yeah.
I'm not even sure what is the. Sorry, I've been a little out of the loop here. This
So there
last
was
week and
a
weekend, I've been working a lot.
there was a popular story over the I think it was over the weekend about a trans woman getting groped by TSA.
Oh, do they have to bring in the male or female for that one? Because
Who
you're supposed to be
knows?
groped by someone of the same sex, right? So
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious how they handle this.
So trans woman left sobbing in JFK airport after TSA agent hit her. I love this framing. Her testicles.
it's this is where the this is where it just gets weird. You know what I mean? Because like again, I'm all do your thing, right?
Mhm.
But you can't have her testicles in the headline. And I don't know the way around it. I'm not saying I have the solution for the news people, but you just can't have that.
Yeah, I mean, like
Just use the word there.
there, yeah,
That's where this is the
there would be.
perfect use of they them there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It was so transgender woman left in tears at the JFK airport after she claimed a TSA agent punched her. What that's weird. Like, no, why would he? I mean, I know TSA is like stupid, but like the fact that or TSA abuses people, but like the fact that they would like punch her in the testicles, like what?
So is she claiming like it was purposeful,
Yeah,
or
that's what the insinuation is here.
are her testicles just not subject to search ever? Like because
That may have been part of the problem is like you're trying to like walk past TSA and just like stroll like I don't get searched, right, and then then the guy
lucky you.
maybe the guy tries to like stop you and hit you in the gut or something like that. And I don't know. Let's see. They
I've
did,
been pulled aside and like patted down, but it wasn't. If I remember, I mean, it's a long time ago. I don't think it was super intrusive or anything in the ball department. Uh, oh fuck.
the photo. Oh my gosh!
At
Look at
first, I
that
was like, "What
strong
are these
jawline.
ads?" Then I was like, "Oh yeah, the story."
Oh, the ads.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking it was just the ads, the weird ads.
Yeah.
Forgot what the story was. Well, I don't know.
Let's
She's doing
see.
all right for herself.
My balls still hurt so bad. uh,
Yeah,
but
it's
one of her educated and the entirety of TSA abolished altogether. Okay, I mean I could get behind that.
yeah.
That I
Hey,
mean that I'm all for eliminating a 3-letter agency.
maybe this is just somebody playing 4D chess and are really on our side, and they're just like, "I'm going to get the TSA eliminated with some trans racket."
That would be great
Yeah.
if like, you use the trans thing to get the TSA eliminated.
Yeah, man.
So funny.
Yeah, maybe we're onto something.
Uh,
Go trans for freedom. If we all do it and just do this with every government agency we come into contact with,
okay, so
maybe we
yeah,
can make
so
some change, guys.
here's what we do. We create an event like like the Storm Area 51, but it's go like a dress like a trans and go through TSA. Let's everybody do it like like JFK Airport or something like that, like some big airport, like go through TSA.
Go ahead, pat down all of our vaginas. I dare you.
Oh my god.
Yes. All right.
We apologize for your experience.
Oh, that's what they're gonna be saying.
Your comments have been noted and shared. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I thought this was the funniest story of the weekend because I was like, wait a minute, especially the way they frame it. I mean, and this is the New York Post, so I expect better than New York Post a little bit. I mean, they're all terrible, like media corporations, but Jesus Christ, like her testicles like that.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
I
It's
bet the
funny.
ones from like LA have to be the worst, to try to understand what's going on in those articles.
Yeah,
Wait, he and who? Can't you just say the suspect?
yeah.
Oh, mercy.
Oh man.
We've been processing chickens all weekend, doing a bunch of killing.
Mm.
I've had the bloodthirst, yeah.
You just go through just down the line.
Let's go, guys, get it moving. Usually I
All
say a
right.
prayer before I do my processing, not this weekend. So let's just do it. Oh fuck. So we have this customer. Old Wayne got to spend about an hour with her at that comes through the farmers market. I
Mhm.
guess you could say she's a regular. She buys stuff from me now, so I can't just I mean I can, but I don't just tell her to move along. It's kind of comedic. I mean, she has to be batshit insane. Like that's like the only explanation. But she's like 71, looks like Richard Simmons. You remember Richard Simmons?
Yes.
Looks like Richard Simmons, the little or Mort Goldman, or a combination of the two. And I didn't see Justin's comment there
Yeah.
just now.
This is comments are great.
Yeah, yeah, I did. Like there's I rarely pray, but before I kill a bunch of animals, I feel like it's a good time. I got to hedge my bets there just in case. So, dear God, I hope this is what you want me to do, because I'm doing it. But like I don't know. I don't know, Wayne. I don't even know how to describe this woman. She's just anything she says, she drives
Any
you to be
woman,
combative with her.
like all the women who look like Richard Simmons, I've like always known like they're always the most catty, like or like they have really catty behavior. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
I
just
don't feel
that
like it's
look or
intentional.
what.
It's the way she talks to you. And she's like she starts to tell me that she bought some chicken for me. And the first
Yeah.
thing she says is like, do you ever get complaints about your chicken? Like about it be whatever. And I'm like, no, not really. Well, but then she goes on to tell me how excellent it was, you know? But then she
It's like
but then she goes,
backhanded compliment almost like
yeah, yeah, I guess. But she's like, I know it was treated well, but like it makes me gag. And I'm like, what makes you gag? Like my food? And she's like, no, no, no. Like the thing about like thinking, well, but then every time a customer comes up and starts talking to me, she starts going, oh my God, his chicken is so good. Let me tell you, I was gagging. And then I'm like, stop telling people. Like, what the fuck is the matter with you? It's so insane. So anyhow, that doesn't really matter what
oh
she says. She
yeah.
spends an hour with us, the other day, ends up buying $10 worth of chicken and moves along. And she does this to every vendor there. Everybody knows her. A lot of people have like banned her from their tents just because she's just over the top, batshit crazy. Just goes off in these long tangent stories. Anyhow, I'm in the middle of processing birds yesterday, covered in poop and guts. Phone
Mhm.
rings. I answer it. It's not the farm phone, like the farm phone number, like my business phone number. Is my personal cell number. And it's this woman. I'm like, oh dear God, she has my cell phone number. And she goes on to be crazy with me for about 5 minutes. To tell me, she's like, I ate all four of those chicken thighs. Is that okay? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. She's like, I didn't take the skin off. Is that okay? I'm like, yes, it's fine. And I finally had to politely tell her to like get off the phone. But
Like like
go ahead.
and you gotta do the southern goodbye. It's always like, yeah, I need to get on, and like I need to go, like yeah. And then
For,
all of a sudden, then you
well,
got to
fortunately, I
do
was
that
in the
three
middle
times.
of processing the birds. Did you die? Well, then you're good. How do you feel? Do you feel okay? Was it something you wanted to do? Um, I was busy, so I was able to tell her, look, I'm in the middle of processing birds. I got to let you go. And then she let me go. But it was, I don't know, man. Do you have any like just not like malicious, but just crazy people that you have to deal with on a regular basis? And then I'm kind of curious about how do you deal with it? Because me and Wayne were having fun with her after a while. We're like, well, what else are you gonna do? You know. So we
Yeah,
were kind of
no, I
fucking with her a little bit, but friendly like. But I mean, I don't know. Do you have anything like that you deal with?
mean, I do know that there's a lot of people that I've had to like, that they'll get to talking to you, and then I don't know. I have some weird experiences sometimes. Like people just tell me like their whole life story, and I'm just like I'm trying to. You're like I'm at the gym or something like that, or I'm doing something else, and it's like, nah, I'm just trying to go, dude, and like I'm not here to like this isn't a stop point, like where I'm trying to like just sit here
Yeah.
and talk. So it's like I gotta go and do stuff, but still you feel kind of guilty because you do want to you don't want to just be come off like a douchebag, or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. You just want to. So usually,
There's
um,
Justin when you need him. I'm sure he doesn't mind.
oh, Justin
I'm sure.
probably like
I'm sure he'd be like,
he's like
"Fuck you,
having.
I'm getting out of here."
I,
I'll just
what
watch
what
him
what I
mid
usually
sentence.
do is I let them like say their piece, and then I'm just like, okay, I need to go. Like,
Yeah, yeah. It's at the farmers market. You're at the booth, and they come to
mhm,
you. Makes it tough.
yeah. I mean, at that
Uh,
point, like you just kind of have to say, hey, thanks for coming. I'll catch you later. Like
yeah.
I don't know of any other way. Like, and if they don't leave, like, what can you do? Like, I
Well,
mean, the worst you could do is like say, okay, well, I need you to leave. Like,
oh,
but
yeah,
that's
or
kind of I
have
hate to
fun
do
with it.
that.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I could see Justin fucking around with him.
Yeah, Wayne's probably right though. Is like some of those old people they'll come to those kind of things and they just want to talk, and they
Yeah,
oh, but yeah, like you just say, you know, hey, thanks for stopping by, and like, and if they want to move on, or I mean, or you can do that and just like have fun with them, I guess.
yeah. I mean, yeah,
Just try to say something outlandish, so crazy that they want to leave.
yeah, and well, you don't want to get them. It's a fine line because you don't want to get them
Yeah,
too agitated. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Because you don't want to get them angry with you. Because having a
yeah.
person like that with nothing but time on their hands, with a vendetta
Um,
against you, that's
yeah.
horrifying. And that's my big fear with this woman, to be honest, is that, because my
Listen.
life and my business is all fine until somebody makes a complaint against me to the state. And
Mhm,
then that's when there's inspections and this and that. And that's just the way. And it's not being, gray market or anything. It's the way the laws are, or the way the rules
mhm.
are. If there's no complaint, there's no inspections, So that's always like the big fear is her being weird or something to the state. We farmers market manager, we're talking to him, and he's like, man, I don't give a shit about licenses and stuff. He's like, I'm just a market. He's like, I'm just a marketplace. People sell their shit. That's between them and the state. And he's like, I've never seen an inspector, for all the little cottage food shit, to make sure you're not selling pickled okra because that's illegal,
Mhm.
but people fucking do, which is fine. And
Yeah.
some markets are really uptight about it. And I get it if you're like a big market, but like, man, the inspectors don't even work on the weekends. So like, they're not coming
Yeah.
out. so it's so it's silly, but the market manager is pretty cool.
What's up, gentlemen?
What's going on, dude? How you doing today? Thanks for joining us.
Matt, how's my sound?
It sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
Little
acceptable.
little little echoey.
But it's as
Yeah,
good or better than Clyde's would be.
Yeah, anything's better than Clyde's. No, my headphones won't pick up in here with the Bluetooth because I got my phone plugged in. So,
Oh yeah.
anyway,
All right.
I'm skipping work.
Oh,
Trey, you
I
gotta
know.
text me.
Don't blame
You
me.
gotta text me next time. That way I know to jump on earlier.
Oh yeah, I should have texted you. I didn't even know. I just sent you a link because I was like, well, me and Dad can run it, but like I was
Yeah.
like, well, if we can get somebody else on, like they can
Yeah.
hop on here for a little bit.
hell yeah. Hey Steve.
Sir.
I feel like this is like like when I ask somebody from Scotland if they can tell the difference between a Scottish and Irish accent because I barely can, and they're like, oh yeah, first word out of their mouth, I can tell the difference. Can you tell the difference between a Michigan and Wisconsin accent easily?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Wisconsin's
No,
totally
Wisconsin.
Well, I get them. I've gotten them mixed up before, or because
Michigander. Michigander.
there's some words that are similar. I guess there's a little bit of the same kind of not draw, but that you know, that
Probably-
almost Canadian sound.
Well,
It's a
probably if you
different-
go more
Canadian.
north, like
Yeah.
north,
Very
probably North
northern.
Michigan.
very northern, very we have words. We have words that we use that nobody else uses.
The people that I work with are in Michigan, and they sound a lot like, you know, my wife's family, who's from Wisconsin. Not quite, but pretty close.
Yeah.
I did have a woman I was talking with tech support who was from, well, she didn't even tell me where she was from. She was just talking to me, and she's like, "Oh, how's the weather down there today?" I was like, "Good. How's the weather up there in Milwaukee?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm about an hour north of Milwaukee." It's like, "Oh, okay, I was pretty close." You don't say.
Yeah, it's funny when you get on with tech support, you sometimes get people that are, you know, the region, you can tell where they're at with the region stuff, with their dialect.
Minnesota, and North Dakota, I always thought sounded a little bit the same. That Minnesota, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
North Dakota.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that had a little bit of Canadianish to it. That wasn't bad though.
Yeah, it's
That
like
wasn't
almost
bad.
it's like hit Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Like the
nieces and
redneck
nephews.
Canadians.
Yeah, redneck Canadian. Because when you get into some areas of Canada, it's more proper. They have like their proper tones, and then you get into like some of that rural areas where it's very, very, very hick.
Yeah, it's like they're like the thicker that sort of accent, the more it's like you know that they're like a redneck or rural area.
Yeah,
It's like it's like the South, like the more drawl that they got, that they're from the actual rural area, not like
yeah,
a suburban like Southerner.
yeah, definitely.
My nieces and nephews are growing up in North Dakota, and neither of their parents are from North Dakota. But due to employment, that's where they're at. But I really hope they don't end up with like a North Dakota accent. But since your parents have to have the accent, right? For you to pick it up, like as you're learning to
Yeah.
speak.
No,
Probably shouldn't have to worry about
not
that.
really,
Nope.
man. I have
No.
a kid I knew that was up here for 20 years and moved down to Arkansas, and now he has like the thickest Southern accent I've ever heard out of anybody, and he did not have that accent at all when he lived here.
I've encountered that. I had a friend from Vermont who had a really thick Vermont accent, and he went to South Carolina for like 6 months. And I was like, "Oh, hey, Bo, what up?" You know, and I'm like, "Whoa, what the fuck happened to you?" It is insane. So, fuck, you're right.
It's
Oh,
funny
man.
though, because it skips.
You do like it depends.
can-
Like sometimes like you absorb the accents of people around you. Like that's
Yeah.
a lot of times what it is. Like
Yeah.
I do that a
because you
little.
want to you do mimic people a little bit,
Mhm.
but because I notice I catch myself too. Like if I'm just talking, I don't sound as like I don't have as much of a drawl. But like if I'm around my dad and he has like a real thick drawl, it's like I'm talking about like him.
Then you get 3 beers in you, and it really starts coming on. Yeah.
Well, I don't drink.
Well,
but,
it's
yeah.
funny though, because it like
Code
goes
switching.
like
You gotta do
from
what you gotta do,
Kentucky.
man.
You got Kentucky, Tennessee, and then Georgia, all thick accents, and then you go down to Florida where there's no accent. There's not really a
a
southern
set
accent
accent.
in Florida.
Yeah.
It's just really weird how it skips that whole area.
Well, there's
we've
parts of
got
Florida. It's regional in Florida. Like,
yeah, we've got
there's-
country accents. It's not as much. I'd say more country than southern here in a lot of places. We don't like if you meet somebody who's like like Tennessee or something, you might like something real like high pitchy or something. We don't really get a lot of that, but you definitely get country accent. But the thing about the country accent is the the black people, the white people, who are their country, they talk the same way. It's not even like a I think that's a little bit of a difference where it's more country instead of just like southern. It's almost just a poor people accent, and it's down here, but there is definitely sort of country, sort of southernish. But yeah, we don't. I think until you get to North Florida, in North Florida, I think you might get more like specific regional Florida accents, but that's basically Georgia, so
Yeah.
it's just sort of an extension of that. But yeah, down here where I'm at, you might get country, and then you might get like sort of country mixed with kind of ghetto, That's another
Mhm.
one as you start to get into the city, and then
Like
you
you get to
get
Miami
areas.
or something like if you
Mhm.
get up to
Or, or,
Miami,
or,
Dade,
or even Tampa or Lakeland. I mean, the place in between Orlando and Tampa. It's kind of a unique place, and yeah, it's kind of when I work there sometimes, and the dudes I work with are in like their 20s, and I work there for a week, and I'm saying like dope and shit,
Mhm.
and these are white boys who use the N word, it's weird. But it's all like Puerto Ricans, and everybody just blends together really well there. But you go to Miami though, like you said, and it is interesting because you get people with Spanish accents, and I talk to them, and they're like, no, I was born here. Like they're from America, but they sound like they immigrated.
Yeah.
But you live in Miami. I mean, what do you expect? I'd probably sound like that if I lived in Miami. Jesus.
Justin, that's because that's just because you hate Yankees. Like you're actually a true blooded Southerner. It's just because you hate Yankees. That's all.
Cubans are a trip. I like Cuban people.
They're pretty
There's
cool. Like
yeah,
the Cubans and
that's pretty rough.
Brazilians and Argentinians. Like they're all pretty good.
Here, we're gonna mute Steve for a second. um, I don't know many Brazilians or Argentinians. There's again farmers market store. We've got like an 80-something-year-old Cuban
Or
lady
Puerto
who's a
Ricans.
vendor there.
Puerto Ricans
She's
are
pretty
okay
cool.
too.
I don't know, Puerto Ricans, I'm mostly kidding. I actually did legit for about 4 years was pretty racist against Puerto Ricans, but I had an event happen to me.
Oh yeah,
So,
kids.
I was it was funny because I lived in Tampa at the time, and I still like knew and worked with like Puerto Rican dudes. I'm telling them, new Puerto Rican, I'm like, hey man, you know any motherfuckers who look like this, and that? And they're like, dude, we don't all know each other. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Oh shit, but I got over that. Sorry, I've said too much. So we got any other news, man? What's going on? Like I haven't even fucking flipped through the chat, dude. I'm so sorry, guys.
Well, since we were
I finally
talking
got a
about
good like
TSA,
6 or 7 hours of sleep last night. I feel great today.
really,
Yeah, compared to how I
Right.
have. I was pretty beat yesterday.
I got decent sleep, but I woke up to getting kicked in the face. Like that's what that's what
I
my
assume
experience is.
I assume by one of your kids.
Yeah, our 1-year-old. He had his birthday party yesterday.
Oh wow, that's got to be an experience. It's not like he's gonna remember it. What's the point?
Yeah, well, and she
Just
was
stage
like,
a couple photos, and then when it's in the photo album or whatever people do these days, the electronic picture frame.
yeah.
Um, okay. Oh, I don't know what Justin's
So
talking about, but that sounds interesting.
wait, what's that?
Oh, I heard some of the peanut butter. What does the TSA do about it? Because it's not a
Yeah, well,
liquid or a solid.
TSA like they're saying like they're gonna consider it a liquid, so it carry on it needs to be 3.4 ounces or less. So they're gonna start making travel size peanut butter. What
Do
what
people
about the
do a lot
people?
of carry on peanut buttering? Because it seems
Yes,
like it's
because
like the
there's some
one
people.
food that it would be the impolite thing to do because of the peanut allergy.
Well, you say that, but there are some people who need it for what is it? Is it
Protein?
hyperglycemic or something like they need a little bit of
Oh,
I think that's hyperglycemic
oh,
or
don't they have like those
hypoglycemic.
tear pouches of peanut butter? Like it's like an emergency medical thing. Like, oh, you rip it off with your teeth and then you get your your
Okay,
Go-Gurt,
hypoglycemia. Yeah.
yeah, Go-Gurt style peanut butter shot. Oh, that's got to be
Yeah,
a thing. And if it's
I
not,
knew.
patent pending.
Well, I know they got the little things where you can make like a little mini peanut butter sandwich, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, like so you can have a little
On the
packet
fly.
thing. Yeah,
For your Uncrustables.
yeah, Crustals.
You can rip that package open with your teeth for dramatic effect.
Oh yeah.
I've got hyperglycemia.
Oh, Crustable. Just shove it in your face.
That gets you with the white bread too. You get that real sugar hit.
Yeah. But yeah, I knew a guy who like he would have to play like when he was playing basketball, he would have to go in between like the quarters sometimes, and like he would be able to have to go lick a peanut butter spoon because he was like he would get his sugar would get real low.
Here's the thing with peanut butter, because like I hate to sound like I'm on the side of the TSA here, but I just feel like, at least from what I see on movies, explosives are kind of like could be like that kind of consistency. Like if you were to have like some sort of like plastic explosive, it seems like disguising it as peanut butter would be the way to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could stick in. I mean, even if you're not using the like canister like as like using the peanut butter itself, you could hide something easily in
Hmm.
something the consistency of peanut butter.
Right,
Like
because obviously they have X-ray machines, but like I'm not going
yeah,
to say that I know people who have done this. But if you were to ship something across the country from one state to another, hiding it inside of peanut butter seems to be pretty effective.
yeah.
um,
I mean, I wonder if you could also like not only you have the peanut butter, like you can if you have a something that has covers the wrapper covers the whole outside of it. You can even
mhm.
have something that would make it to where you can't detect them in the actual like scanners. Like I don't know if there's a way to like create interference and block it.
Yeah, well, if it was a metal container, so what people do, and they get busted doing this. So I don't know how effective it is, but okay, the particular story I heard. Okay, so you can get like a metal, like to can things in metal,
Hmm.
right? So they can them in metal and put like a label on them and ship them. The story I read about though, where they got busted doing this, they were coming back with the canning machine and the cans, and it's like, no, you dumb fucker, you leave the canning machine in Colombia, you know,
Oh my
because it's
gosh!
obvious you're canning these fucking cans. So
Oh
I
my
think that
gosh!
might have just been chalked up to stupid smugglers, but
Yeah.
uh, but that encases it in metal. I had one time I bought at a head shop a long time ago. It was a can of Pringles, and the top was still sealed can of Pringles. And what they would do, they take the bottom off and they put a jar in the bottom and then a screw top on the bottom, so the bottom would unscrew. And if you open the top, it looks like an unopened can of Pringles, and you could theoretically open it, eat some Pringles, and everything would be fine. And uh, I loaned it to a friend, and they got pulled over and arrested for DUI, and they got their car searched, and the cops did not find the shit in the Pringles. So it did work. Held up to a cop search. So
Man,
there's a tip for you kids.
that's pretty crazy.
Yep. Yep. The ones that are pretty common are like the soda can ones too. Those exist. But my concern with the soda can ones is that like I just feel like the cop, like if you had it,
That would
because
be
if you wanted
something
to,
you would search. That would be something you'd actually
it's something
search.
people know. So I feel like to have it be passable, it'd have to be in a cooler of ice with other drinks. If there's
Mhm.
just like a Mountain Dew can rolling around the back seat, one can, I feel like the cop would search that if he was worth the salt, right? But so if
Yeah.
it's in a cooler, he's not going to go through and search all the ones in the icy cooler. But that fucking thieving cop would take one of my Mountain Dews and accidentally get the one that's the fucking
All of a
the
sudden,
stash
he just
can.
gets high.
It's like, what the fuck? Oh shit, Then he looked like a big hero and everything too. So that's always been my fear with those.
Yeah, I
Probably
mean,
like totally unfounded.
well, I mean, I don't know. Like, if it like, there's a lot of people. I don't clean my car all the time, so like sometimes there's trash in there, so I'll have like a drink bottle in there that I need to throw away, like, and so like, but it would be empty. So if you had one rolling around that had something in it, they
Mhm.
would probably search it. Like if they saw us that there's something in it, then I don't know if there's a way to. But still, even then, like if they were serious, and especially if they decide to bring canine, like
Mhm.
canine probably can smell it through.
I have
So
my suspicions about how good canines are, but I think they're
I
just a
don't know.
prop that they just say sit and the dog sits and go, oh, look at that search warrant. But
Yeah,
who knows? Uh, but
probably.
yeah, there's always that, and then it's how bad do they want you, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like if they're really sure you've got something, you know what I mean? They'll fucking tow the car and take the panels apart and this and that. Whereas,
Yeah, I knew a guy who, like, we were still in high school, and he would, like he told about a story, like, they literally strip searched his car,
mhm.
took the panels off, took everything off, and then just left it, and like they didn't even help him put it back or anything. They just like strip search it, pull the panels off, pull everything off, and then just like, well, we didn't find anything. Sorry,
It's like
have a nice
if they
day.
don't find anything, I think they are 100% or should be 100% financially responsible for making sure your car gets back the way it was. It's not the case. Maybe you can sue them or something. I don't know. See, there you go. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was having my
Probably.
suspicions. But that's the thing too, is if here's like, oh, they're gonna bring the dogs, and it's like, okay, so then if it's hidden good enough, I guess. But that's the thing, is most of the time I think it's if they're looking for somebody just picking something up. Like if you're, oh, we think you just went and copped a dime bag from that, house over there, the search is gonna be a lot less thorough because you're not sewing that into the upholstery. You know what I mean? Whereas like if you're fucking like trafficking some shit, you might take the time to, really hide it, build a false compartment, or something like that. So I think that's where they really, really dig in, and that's also what would be more worthwhile, if they're going to do all that time and effort, they want the big bust. So I think that tends to be the case if they think you're trafficking versus if you're just, some stoner in a Rasta hat and they're just looking for the blunt,
Yeah. It's like the opportunity cost. It's like is this, do we think this guy is capable of like being a drug lord, like completely like selling like big bricks of
right, or at least be in the transportation, like what kind of car are you in, where are you going from, or are you on 995? That's usually a big one. So things like that. What's up, 2-bit?
I actually kind of do have a redneck today. I got sunburn over the weekend.
Ooh. Did you get that walking to the mailbox?
No, I was out. We had a baseball practice, and then they had like a Easter thing here in the city, so I took big man over there and had him playing. He loves playing on the bouncy houses and stuff, so I had to let him play on that.
When's Easter?
It's next weekend, I believe.
Oh,
yeah, next
okay.
week.
Oh man, I gotta figure out.
They always do it a little bit early because it's either next weekend or the weekend after. I can't remember, honestly. It's usually the second weekend in April, I think. Can't remember.
Huh. Did it used to be in March?
Woolburn.
I don't know. When does it officially change?
I feel. Oh yeah, it's 9th, April 9th.
Okay. Do we not know when Jesus came back? Are we just guessing? You telling me?
Well, I mean, that's kind of what Christmas is too. It's like, when was he born?
Let's just put it here because we need something to break up the wintertime.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it was really a pagan ritual,
Oh yeah, that's always funny when people like that.
Babylon Bee had some, of course, just the headline. I never actually read the articles, but the headline, it was like the world of Christianity is rocked today, and the atheist like refers to God as magical sky wizard. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah, Babylon B is pretty good at the quips like that because you have the Reddit tier like that. I can understand people not believing or whatever, but like there's some of the Reddit tier atheists, like that's basically what they are. They get on Reddit and they're like, oh, there can't possibly. It's like, this is pagan ritual. Like they've got to say about everything. It's oh well, Easter is a fake holiday. And all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I got a list of all. They were all stolen from this and that. And like, so I've always just been like agnostic, I guess, and more. I don't know. I've got different thoughts, but but like, I was never like super annoying like atheist, but I've definitely had like some cringy comments and stuff, like that about like, oh, sky wizard, and I still like it. I still make some jokes when they're appropriate, but yeah, I think about some of the shit like the way I like used to think. And again, I was never 100% even atheist, but like some of like I was very like pro science, how you say, so if you were to tell me that you were like a young earth creationist or something, I might have had a laugh or two at your expense, and now I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, like
maybe.
the earth is only a few hundred years old or whatever. Like,
well, a lot of it is I've just met a lot of people who are extremely intelligent, who are extremely religious, or And in a lot of ways, not even just like, oh, they're just, but in that sense, like, yeah, the earth was created in 6 days and it's fucking, however many thousand years old. And that's that. It's like, oh, okay. And then a lot of it's just like the, for me too, where it's just like, the South Park with the Mormons and, the Mormon kids find like, Stan, I don't really give a fuck if it's real or not, but like, I like my life with my family. So fuck you, because Stan keeps trying to point out how Mormonism's stupid and the Joseph Smith thing and stories obviously garbage and this and that. And there's a big like that aspect to it too, where it's like, someone like one of my heroes, like Joel Salatin, like he's like 6-day young Earth creationist, but it's like, fuck, man, I'm kind of jealous, like he seems like he's got a good handle on life, he seems pretty happy and he seems pretty comfortable with that, so even if you were to present him with undeniable proof that he was wrong, he'd probably be like, I don't care, like, so what?
Like,
so, I get it. So I don't like to shit on people for just that, If people want to try and make their religion my problem, then I'll fuck them. Like, that's my thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, like it even happens like with I see it a lot on Twitter, especially like if I browse from like a couple minutes, like you'll see the people who are like, oh yeah, like Orthodox is the way, and or like Catholicism is the only true thing, and it's like like
seeing
really
the different sects fight about it is kind of funny.
Yeah, yeah, it's like, dude, like seriously, just believe. Take your belief system, you live by it, live a good life, enjoy it, and just do it that way. Like you don't have to. There's no one upping or winning, like especially if you actually believe in Christianity, like the way like trying to one up or win like is the easiest way to lose, like because you're just literally you're destroying other people's lives for like no reason, like trying to like crap on them for nothing.
At least it's an epoch, whoever it says. Well, yeah. So I'm reading this book right now, and it's like psychology, like psychology, but they're talking a lot about like early civilizations and culture and like religions and stuff. They even talk about some like cultures or tribes trying really hard to copy other more successful tribes or cultures, trying to copy them in the way they do like religion and everything, and so it's like even that, like they're basically admitting like we don't necessarily believe all this, but it's a good way to organize society, and I'm even like I'm somebody who doesn't need like the Bible to tell me to not do bad things, to like not do bad things, but like I'm totally open to the idea that it's like, okay, like maybe like religion is good for society and in certain instances and as culture and stuff like that, and not even that, it just because of ways that so they were doing like this like a experiment or whatever, and it was like just it was basically like, okay, here's a word puzzle, and if you solve this really easy word puzzle, you get a financial reward, and you have the option to donate some of the financial reward to a stranger or keep it all for yourself or whatever, or any combination thereof. And if the sentences or the word puzzle just had words that could be loosely like the word divine or not even used in a religious way, but sort of words
people were more likely to donate or something,
much more likely, yeah, like so like subconscious level, what have you. So it's I don't know, man, maybe even just for kids, like Santa Claus and stuff like that, like you drive it into them when they're 6 or 8, and then maybe some of it sticks,
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, and I'm definitely much more open to like that kind of thing, that okay, maybe it is like good for society to have some sort of religion behind it. So maybe it's getting older, maybe you're a teenager and in your 20s, it's just easy to it's
well,
just
it's easy to like think of your like it's easy whenever you're young and capable to like think of yourself as like the ultimate god or something like that. You're just like, yeah, like I can handle everything, and then when you start realizing like that things are just like just don't go like always the way you think they go, like that's whenever you kind of like at least question.
Oh yeah, I've had
Like,
people try to tell me like I had some bad shit happen in my life and I needed something, and they're still like, I mean, they seem to be believers, but I mean, they can even admit to me that it's like, oh yeah, something happened and I needed something to hold on to, so like that, because that explanation to me isn't like that tells me I know it's factual, but cool, like, if that fucking helps you get them, whatever, like go if it works. So
Yeah, but speaking of religion, I guess we can talk about this time traveler religion here. I don't know where this came from. This seems to be a usual like a sort semi news source. Like it's kind of like breaking 911. I don't know where if there's an article related to this, but I just thought this was a funny tweet. Like self proclaimed time traveler Eno Alaric says hostile aliens are coming to take back Earth.
Oh, we know the mothership's in our solar system, so could be
Let's see.
they're on their way.
Oh, here it is. Here's the actual article. So here it is. Time travelers claims hostile aliens are coming to take back Earth. Take back Earth. That makes it sound like they already own Earth.
We took it from them. That seems hard to believe.
Yeah, considering the way the trajectory we're on here, like how would humans?
There was only 6 of them, and we overpowered them, and they ran back home, and now they're coming back with their big brothers.
Oh no.
Yeah, that sounds bad. I don't like that at all.
1.2 gigawatts short of a DeLorean. Oh. Champion has arrived to bring 8,000 people to another planet. His latest vision for Armageddon, foretelling for months, warned of a very hostile, known as the Distance, that are coming back to take Earth.
They're known as the Distance, you say.
Yeah.
That's very like I
It,
don't know.
it sounds like a really cool story. I wanna watch this movie now.
Yeah, I'd be open to seeing this as a movie. Maybe we'll put out a book or something.
It'd be funny if you did some kind of like thing like this, like oh yeah, aliens are coming, and then you're like here's buy my book.
Yeah, it's like the old school like that, like a grand marketing kind of thing. Oh, what was the word for that? Almost like who was the guy who did the radio, the War of the Worlds? You know what I'm talking about? He did War of the Worlds like as like a radio broadcast before there was like TV, but like didn't tell people he was doing it and like made it out to be like news.
Yeah, he pretended like he was doing a broadcast,
About an alien invasion.
Yeah, like he was talking about like okay, well now they've done this and we're the last ones and stuff like that, right? Yeah, I remember
yeah,
something about that.
They're invading whatever, and like I guess enough people thought it was real, to scare them, which is hilarious. Kind of like a early found footage kind of thing, like a found footage movie, where you want people to think it's really happening. Gosh, it's gonna drive me nuts now. Bradbury? Is that Ray Bradbury? Orson Welles. Ah, thank you. I knew old Wayne would know.
Yeah, okay. Ray Bradbury did Fahrenheit 451.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
believe,
I've never even like seen or read that. I don't know why that was what popped into my head.
I believe he did that. Yeah, Fahrenheit 451. He also did something called The Martian Chronicles. Something else.
Yeah, it probably was. It just makes a good story.
Ray Bradbury was a decent writer. Like I like Fahrenheit 451. Definitely recommend it.
Are you telling me people were smarter back in the olden days than we give them credit for, Wayne? Oh, shit. Yes, we got any other news?
Let's see.
I didn't even look through the Twitter. I feel like I posted some things in there.
You did post
some stuff having to do with alligators. Yeah, probably at least one good alligator story.
Do you want to do the alligator story?
Yeah, what do we got? I don't remember what it was. Oh, I remember what it was with the dude like feeding
him. Yep. Here it is. Video appears to show Florida man feeding alligator a sandwich. Don't feed alligators.
Definitely not while you're in the water with them. That's crazy.
It looks like he's just Florida like
man.
I don't know why Florida, like, people are just not afraid. I get like not being afraid because like really, if you stay out of the alligator's territory, like you really aren't. Like he might try to come check you out, but I don't really think that they're just gonna like come eat you. Like they don't just eat people for no reason. Like
right, yeah, not typically like right there in the water. It looks like a relatively small alligator. you know.
Florida man is gonna Florida man. The pink man.
That
Wait, where's pink man? Oh, well, are they talking about
yeah,
his
they
skin
call
color?
him Pink Man. Yeah, that got me too. When I was like, Pink Man. I was like,
It's
who's a-
unclear if the video was filmed in Florida. Recording is a second degree misdemeanor, punishable with. Oh, well, I mean, I get you don't want people feeding them, but come on, like second degree
it,
misdemeanor, punishable,
it is
60
what
days in
makes them
jail.
aggressive. Now, there's
True,
a
that's
possibility if
true.
they don't know where this is or whatever, that it could be in like an alligator park,
Mm,
or whatever they call them. I mean, there's one not far. Like I drive by one sometimes, not far from me, an alligator wrestling show place. Like in Joe Dirt.
yeah,
Like they exist. So I mean, this
yeah.
could have been, this could have been in. They could be like alligator folk. I don't know what the technical term is. It's gotta
Swamp
be.
people.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Shoot 'em. Yeah.
Shoot 'em,
Oh,
shoot 'em.
yeah.
Oh, I love that show. It was
It could be
hilarious.
something like that too. I mean, this could be, professional driver in a closed course kind of scenario.
I do know that there were there's a guy who I went to high school with who his family has like exotic wildlife there. They have like some different like elk and all these kind of different like exotic, like for our area at least, like I think they
Do
got
they have it for
they've had a
food or just as like
kangaroo.
pets?
They had a kangaroo. Like, well, they're kind of. I think they're supposed to be helping like with a conservation like initiative.
Oh,
Like,
okay. They're
help them.
like fostering these animals.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they had like a
That's cool.
kangaroo. They've had a few different, ostrich and a few different other kind of exotic animals, and they even made like a little restaurant out there where they have some exotic like red New Zealand red. I forget. I think I sent it to y'all. Like I think I sent the menu to y'all to check it out, and y'all were like, "Oh yeah, I might have to stop by Alabama and sometime and eat here because they got some pretty good stuff."
So maybe they're not fostering the animal.
Some of them.
But the ones that don't make it.
It's like we could still sell this. Just take an old well, it wouldn't be yellow. Kangaroo wouldn't be yellow, really.
Yellow?
More like orange, I guess. Oh, take old orange in the back. Shoot him.
Oh my god. I was trying to talk about this place the other day when we played the Billy Earl video, and I'm having a hard time finding any decent videos of it, but there's this place called Goats on the Roof. Of
Oh
course
my
their
gosh,
website.
I've heard of that. I've heard
Yeah,
of
of
that,
course
but I
their
don't.
website is going to have the pictures because they want you to come see them. But I haven't actually seen it, but my old man was telling me about it. Oh, yeah, here.
Oh,
Let me share
okay.
this.
Yeah, I've been by here. I knew I've heard of this.
Have you been buying, like, you've seen it?
Um, I don't think I've rode the roller coaster. I think I've been by
There's
there.
a roller coaster?
Yes, yes. Wire goats on the roof.
A bunch of Billy Earls.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we've been by there before. That's a pretty popular place in the Smokies.
There doesn't be much holding them back. They must like it up there.
Yeah, they got them a good pen up there. Like they got a good nice area to roam around in.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, this is just a stock photo. This isn't actual Goats on the Roof one here. This is just. I guess it's just some
Hey,
stock
Billy
photos.
Earl!
I mean, some of them. I'm pretty sure this is the real Goats on the Roof place. So that one looks like it's
Oh
got
yeah, yeah,
the same
yeah. They got a
feeling.
little, yeah.
But it looks like there are just a lot of other photos. Oh shit. All right. Well, I don't know. I guess we want to wrap this puppy then. Unless you got anything else. I know it's a little early, but
We can
we're gonna run out
do.
of steam. Georgia Leprechaun. Is this that everyone seen Leprechaun? Say yeah. Is this that? Are you familiar with that?
I feel like I've heard that, but I don't know where.
Well, okay, well hold on. Then we got some content here. Hold on.
All right.
Crichton Leprechaun, is that what it's called? Let's see. Yeah, South Park. Okay, yeah, here we go. Alabama Leprechaun. All right, here, hold on.
Alabama Leprechaun.
Yeah. And I don't know if this is what old Wayne's talking about. Let's see. Go away.
City leads to large crowds in Mobile's Crichton community. Many of you bring binoculars, camcorders, even camera phones to take pictures.
To me, it look like a leprechaun to me. All I gotta do is look up in the tree. Who else in the leprechaun say yeah?
Eyewitnesses say the leprechaun only comes out at night. If you shine a light in its direction, it suddenly disappears. This amateur sketch resembles what the leprechaun looks like. Others find it hard to believe and have come up with their own theories and explanations for the image.
My theory is it's casting a shadow from the other limb.
Could be a crackhead that got hold to the wrong stuff and he told me to get up in a tree and play a leprechaun.
I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah, stay on there, guy. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, man.
This guy helping to direct traffic
Neighborhood
says
military.
he's prepared for his encounter with the leprechaun. He's suited up from head to toe.
Empty plate
This
carriers.
one's all spells right here. This is a special leprechaun flute, which has been passed down from thousands of years ago from my great-great-grandfather who was Irish. I just came to help out.
Others just came to get lucky in hopes a pot of gold may be buried under this tree.
I'm gonna run a backhoe and uproot that tree. I want to know where the gold is. I want the gold. Give me the gold. I want the gold.
Oh my god.
Well,
Oh, that's what came up next. Look. Leprechaun in the hood.
yeah.
Hold on.
Well, that
First,
was
I'm like, oh god, why is there a black tranny on my YouTube?
You ain't no motherfucking gangster.
Justin wasn't far off.
Get that fucking gun out of my face. You ain't about to kill nothing, little bitch.
Oh. Oh. Ice-T can take a bullet. Was that Ice-T?
I think so.
Come on, you little bitch. Oh, fuck. So what do you think? You think there's leprechauns, or you think that's a little retarded?
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.